you. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. Exactly how I wrote it. Okay. If you don't mind, I would like to use this because some of these things I just came about yesterday from my reflection of my Toastmasters journey, and I also was trying to tailor it in a way based on what Lei Ting mentioned that a lot of you here are new, right? Like, can I have a show of hands? How many of you here signed up for the Humorous Speech and Evaluation Contest? Sign up. Okay, this is experience I didn't sign up. Okay, so how many of you first timer? So a lot of first timer, you sign up without knowing how to prepare. So which is why Lei Ting wants me to share a little bit on how do you start. So a lot of my content today, just make sure the door are closed because a lot of my content actually is some of the secrets that I share. So unfortunately, Bujit is here, one of my competitors. So he's gonna hear a lot of my secrets how to prepare. But I'm going to make it in a very simple way for you to really just kickstart immediately right after this. You even can kickstart it immediately today. I'm going to share it later how to prepare for it. So just to share a little bit, just like all of you, there's few things in common between me and all of you. Okay, the first thing is I was from Friendship Toastmasters Club as well. Oh. The second thing is, just like you, I also had that experience sitting there listening to another person teaching me how to prepare for humorous and basically any speech contest. The third thing is, although I've competed for so many years, I'm still searching for the winning formula. And then I gave up. Because there's no winning formula. I think in speech contest we have to acknowledge that there is no winning formula. Because a good speaker, on some days, we'll lose. Or a bad speaker, on some days, will become the champion. And we don't know why. Because the judging is very subjective. So I want you to remove the need to win out of your mind, to really focus on how do you prepare for it. Because it's subjective, and life itself is also subjective. I got to learn this the hard way because I kept losing and I began to hate contests. I hate contests. Then I realized that it's all subjective. Somebody will come to you and say, actually you should be the winner. Then another person will say, actually you should be top 3. But it doesn't matter, man, because you get the same feedback over and over again. So rather than focusing on the result, why not we focus on how can we prepare for it so that we become a better member, a better mentor, and also a better teacher. Okay? So I'm just going to start off with the evaluation first. Okay? How many of you here have never evaluated before? Okay. And the rest have, if someone evaluated, or you have seen how an evaluation works. So in a typical Toastmasters meeting, right, how do you evaluate? Sandwich method. Okay. Evaluate on what? Structure.
Body language.
Okay, so those are speech, what?
Okay. Personal opinion.
You know, the evaluator always stand up and the purpose of your speech is to and then they always evaluate that based on the speech purpose or the speech objective, right?
Yeah.
So in the speech contest, what do you evaluate on? What do you evaluate on? Okay. Okay, that's the answer I want to hear because we don't know. We don't know what to evaluate on. So the tip to prepare for an evaluation speech contest is to establish your own speech objective before the speaker comes up. So you know what to look out for. You will be in a very stressful position when you trying to evaluate the speaker at the same time thinking what to evaluate. Okay, I give you a simple example. Before you go out to evaluate, you pick up 5 things that you want to look out for. Example, first thing I'll look at body language. What about body language? I want to look at the face, I want to look at the hands, I want to look at the legs. Okay, 3 parts. And then face. What is a good practice for facial expression? What is a good practice of hand gesture? What is a good practice of walking? Okay, once you establish that standard, right, whenever the speaker comes up, it's very easy for you to pick up. Okay, you smile. And then during the evaluation, I like how your facial expression, it conveys an emotion. Like in the part when you smile, it lightens up the mood. Okay, so you have a standard of what a good speech is, and then you evaluate. They always start off like, people like myself, people like Wiki, even Leiting, we have a lot of things to evaluate. We maybe have 100 things to look at. And all you need is just 5 things to look at. You can easily beat 3 of us by going deep. Okay, so pick up 5 things. I want to look at vocal variety. What about vocal variety? I want to look at the pace, pause, pitch, power. And then each. What about pace? What about pause? What about pitch? What is implication? So you start to build the subject, the areas to look up for, what is a good practice, and then what's the implication. Okay, set that first. And then once you have this, you can even write down in your notes, write down in your notes. Once you have this, when the speaker comes up, don't evaluate, document first, evaluate later. A lot of times, before the speaker finish speaking, you start evaluating already. Like, okay, good artist, because he's good, he's therefore, and then you miss 30 seconds or 1 minute already because you are busy writing. So just document first. I give you an example. While I was listening to the inner strength speech, I just document. It's not contextualized. I just know that these are things I look at. How the speaker start. I start to look at that really. And then during the 5 minutes when I go to the holding room, I look at this only as a big, okay, this is the first point, this is the second point, this is the third point. The more you capture, the more things you can evaluate on. Don't evaluate on the spot. Okay? So first is establish your own evaluation objective. The second is document first, evaluate later. The benefit of that is also you're able to evaluate the speech as a whole, not as chunks. Chunks. When you evaluate as a whole, what does the speech bring to you? And when you listen to the whole thing, when you start to contextualize, right? You start to realize there's more things that you uncover along the process rather than you doing it on that spot. The third thing is give full attention, give full focus. Okay? Eliminate any distraction. Like, okay, how do I structure this? Okay, what about this? Should I write this example? You should remove all that. When you're evaluating, you're just there capturing. Once you capture everything, how you eliminate distraction is by finding your consistent style. Everybody has a style, right? So you need to find your style. When you evaluate, what is your style? Once you are comfortable with your style, then it's easier for you to deliver your evaluation. Okay, let me share with you my style. Okay, I share my style, then you gotta understand why style is so important. Okay, can I use the paper?
It's for you.
My style. First, I will draw a line in the center. Then I write good, bad, right? Just good or bad, just a capture first. Then I translate that into my style. So my style is always like this. Okay. So here I always have 2 good points, 2 points of improvement. And then here, my opening, my style of opening, I always want to evaluate on the first impression. It's just my style. So it's very predictable. When the speaker comes up, I know that, okay, I want to see the first impression. How the speaker walk up, how the speaker shook the hand, how the speaker started the speech, the dress code, the speech title, I all covered here. Even the choice of speech. Okay, so my opening could be Toastmasters Leiting. I thank you for sharing that personal story. It touches on family, love, and relationship. I appreciate that because those things matters. So that's my opening. Because when you say that, right, general statement, it's easier for the audience to, makes sense. Or, did you notice how Alan came up to speak? He came up with a scarf. He came up confidently. He decided where he wanted to start and begin with the bang. And that shows confidence, conviction, and passion. Okay, so that's my opening already. Then, here are my analysis. First, then I look into what I captured. Okay, you have good body language in 3 zones. Your facial expression was, your hand gesture was, your stage positioning was. Number 2, again, my next point, and then points of improvement. Okay, And then my ending, I always end with an element of hope. Like, Alan, I've seen you deliver this speech. I know you're confident. I know these are skills that you're able to apply. And I've seen it in your speech. Perhaps do it more consistently. Because that is something, that's your strength. So you give them that motivational push. Okay? So that is my style. You see, all my evaluation is all this style. So I'm so comfortable with this that it becomes very automatic what I say when I deliver. So find your style. Okay. How you want to structure your style. So that's for evaluation. I'll keep the question to the end because I'm supposed to go to humorous right now. But so far so good, right?
Yes.
You guys got it?
Yes.
You guys got it, right? Very simple, straightforward. Establish your speech objective. Document first, evaluate later. And then once you get everything, document in whatever style you like. Some people like good, bad, good, bad. Some people like good, good, or one bad. Or some people conclude by summarizing. Some people use acronyms. So these are different styles. Okay, for humorous speech, this is a more tricky topic. Humorous speech, there are few mindset you need to adopt when you start to write a humorous speech. Humorous speech contestant, anyone? Okay, have you written your speech?
Yeah.
Little bit, okay. Crafting. Okay. So this can also benefit the other who are not contestant but wants to learn how to write in a funny way. The first rule of writing humor is establish yourself as being real, not funny. When you write, don't think that you are funny. Because when you think that you are funny, you try too hard. Write for what it is and uncover the humor within what you've written. I'll go through the simple process later. I think some of the friendship here have attended my workshop in the past where I went through the 5 steps. But today I'll just go through a very quick 3 steps. So just write the speech as it is and then uncover the humor. Once you start to think that how can I be funny in this situation, that is the moment where you become fake. And that's the moment where you struggle. That's the moment when you detour from your original route and then you want to find ways to come back. It's very difficult. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, deliver your humor in a rhythm. Humor is all about rhythm. Humor is not about like laughing a good joke. So when you have 5 lines and then a laugh, the next one at most you must have 7, as in 5 words to a laugh. The next one 7 words to a laugh. The next one 8 words to a laugh. Try not to have 30 words to a laugh and then 5 words to a laugh because people want to get into the motion. And you realize once you master that skill, cut down your words. You realize once you master that skill, right, you notice that a lot of people are laughing at the things that you don't think is funny. It's because you have created the rhythm already. Okay? I have a speech that I've done before, good done, well job. I'm not sure how I can share it with you. Go study the rhythm. I think that has 44 laughs in 6 minutes because I'm consciously planning. 3 words, 1 laugh. 1 word, 1 laugh. 5 words, 1 laugh. It's not super funny, but it's just nice to hear. It's nice to chuckle, which brings me to the next point. You are there not to be funny. You are there to make people feel good. Once you have that change of mind, then it's much more enjoyable. Which is why the first principle, establish yourself as being real, is very important. Is because people don't buy into your humor. People buy into your persona delivering the humor. Okay, so the consistent persona emotion is very important in humorous. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through a simple step. How can you begin writing a humor? Okay, anybody has something that they are facing right now. They want to use it as a topic. Or something relevant or something.
Bubble tea.
Okay, bubble tea. Good. Okay. Funny thing is, on my way here, I actually thought about this. Okay, let's talk about the subject of bubble tea. When you write a humor about bubble tea, the first thing is, don't be funny. Give me some facts about bubble tea that everyone can agree with. Fattening, yeah. Fattening, what else?
Sweet.
Sweet, what else? Expensive.
Long queue.
Okay.
So many.
What?
So many.
Two choices lah.
Many. Okay, what else?
Got whale, got tiger, got dragon, got what else?
Okay. Now that is thinking funny. Okay? Don't think funny first. Okay? That comes the next step. Okay? Okay, next. Bubble tea. Poisonous.
Poisonous.
Okay. Okay, it's okay, I'm just going to use this one. So now you know that, okay, bubble tea I can talk about so many things. The next step of writing humor, group them up. Okay, I want to group this one, sweet, poisonous. Okay, two, group this sweet. So now I have 3 paragraphs of things already. So based on this, you start to think, okay, what are the switch of emotion that I can put in all this? Okay, for instance, if you put this together, and I say that, you can say, you know what's interesting about bubble tea phenomena in Malaysia? They have so many, especially in SS50. And then you start to act it out. Every time I go to the jam, the first thing my wife will curse. And I don't understand. We have so many, but the queue for everyone is so long. So you create that rhythm. And I still don't understand because, do you know, in one bubble tea, you can attend Friendship Toastmaster Cup 3 times? There is a lot of twists. I'll share with you some tips. What are things that you can do to twist? Okay, he said that you know bubble tea, the amount of tea in bubble tea is like
0.
Just sugar.
okay. I said 0. Give me a metaphor about something that is so small that it's almost impossible. You can always use a metaphor. Metaphor is one of the good. Okay? You can use metaphor. The tea in bubble tea is like
Hitting a lottery.
huh?
Hitting a lottery.
It's like hitting a lottery. Every time I buy bubble tea, I'm looking for my winning tickets. You can use metaphor. You can use simile. Drinking bubble tea is as fattening as a poison or something like that. Okay, you can use simile. You can use metaphor, similes. You can use contrast. You can use a contrast. Instead of driving in the smart tunnel, free, I drive in like SS15 or something like that. The contrast will make the humor comes out. Okay, so when you write the humorous speech, write a topic and write all these relating things that is not funny first, and then start to put, okay, what metaphor can I put? What simile can I put? What contrast can I put? Rule of 3. This making. The rule of 3 is like A, B, and then the C is always the first one. Right? I like to speak in Toastmasters compared to a pub. It's because it's more quiet. They actually listen and they are sober. Something like that. So the third one is C. Okay, list making is you start to list out a lot of things. iPad, iPhone, iMac, I quit. Okay? So this is last time. Okay, I don't have much time, but I just want to do a very quick summary. Okay, I just do a quick summary. This time you tell me what you have learned. Okay. All right. Evaluation. What do you learn from evaluation? Just to quickly wrap it up. What do you learn from evaluation? What's the first thing? What? Okay, establish your own objective. The deeper, the more specialized you are in that particular objective, the more impressive you are. So the person may talk about body language, but your body language is like super deep one. Study the facial muscle. I notice here rise up a bit, and your eyebrow goes up. It shows that you're interested. Those things, okay? Just study 3, 4, specialize in those. Okay? Once you establish the objective, what's next? When you evaluate, yes, document first. Just write whatever you can get out of it. Don't judge your point first. And then after that, the third, once you have everything, you need to give full attention, focus. Once you capture everything, what's next? You need to develop your style. Yes, you need to develop your style and do your style consistently. In your Toastmasters meeting, outside your Toastmasters meeting, with your wife, just keep doing it. Then you become so familiar with it, it becomes second nature. Alright? And then for humorous speech, what is the first mindset shift that you must have before writing? Be real. Be real. Don't be funny. Don't try to jump. Don't write a speech because you have a good line. Write a speech and uncover 10 good lines. A lot of times we like to reverse engineer. Hey, that line very good, I need to force it in. Right? Common mistake. And then after that, humor is?
Reader.
It's about rhythm. The amount of humor that you get out of, the amount of humor is inversely related to the number of words to get there. A 12 words humor is less effective than a 5-word humor. Find ways to cut it. Okay? Third is,
Be there not to be funny,
yes,
but make people feel good.
yes. Create that feel-good environment. Let people chuckle. Just have a good time. Because the rule is, people don't buy into your story, people buy into your persona. Okay? So my time is up, but I just want to give a concluding words that I'm very happy that all of you has taken that courage to participate in this speech contest. It's something that I feel happy doing. You realize at one point of your journey, you look back at this particular moment, this decision you made, you realize that not only you become a better speaker, you actually become a better person by accepting things, by helping others, by building relationship, by learning. These are things that is beyond that trophy. And when you're able to put that meaning or that emotion in your journey, you will experience those masters better than people who have not competed. And I can't explain to you. You will feel it. If I can explain to you, it's intellectual, but this is very emotional. So feel it, reflect on your performance, and then take it from there. With that, thank you very much for listening, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.